Good morning, everyone. Really, I should say good afternoon. It is almost afternoon at this point, and it is very bright out here. I need to do something with this big white wall. It's like blinding me. So I am waiting for my mom. My mom is coming to visit me today. She wants to go to the garden store. So of course I'm gonna go to the garden store with her. She saw that my local garden store, Green Acres, has some Miss Molly butterfly bushes on sale, the big ones. And so she's super excited about it. That is also a plant that I have planned to go into my garden in the orchard garden bed, which is very exciting. The other thing that is really exciting is Andrew the painter is here. He is painting the pergola today, and it is not going to be white. It is going to be black, but this is just the primer because it is very, very, very old wood. So while that is going on, look at how he wrapped up my plants. I'm very happy about that. He also did it, he didn't want to put the plastic all the way over my plants so that they wouldn't like fry in the sun because it's so hot. So he just put a little barrier up. Oh, my mom's here. Woohoo! Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Ready to go to the plant store?
Yes. Are you?
Yes. You know I'm getting the Miss Molly's too.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Good.
Here's a closer look at what he did with my plants. Looking good. Okay, we're here. A little bit of traffic, but not too bad. My mom has a list. You have big plans, Mom.
I do.
Okay.
I sure hope they have everything.
I don't know. So we've got Pugster Amethyst Buddleia, Miss Molly Buddleia, what I was talking about before. I want one of those. And then we have Lantana. She wants bandana lantana.
Well, it's my initial.
That's the one you have already, right?
That's what I want. If
And
if
then
they don't have the bandana, I'm going to go down that list.
Landmark,
or then,
Lucky.
Right. Lucky's pretty small though.
And then I can't read the last one.
The last one. Oh, maybe it's not. Oh, Bloomify is the one that's small.
I don't know any of these. Yeah. And then she wrote down Pillow Talk Gardenia, which means you obviously watch my videos. Thanks, Mom. Pillow Talk Gardenia is not available until next year. So
is that right? Okay.
You're out of luck. So this is the Green Acres that's located in Roseville. This is the newest Green Acres. That's why we drove all the way here. It's a little bit longer drive, but it's the biggest. Wow, look at this purple fountain grass. Oh my goodness. How much is it? 29 bucks. Pretty. We got all the mums. Pretty, pretty. It feels like fall. Ooh, look at these. Do you want to go look at shrubs first?
Yes.
Before we get distracted from all of these? Hold on, I want to point these out to you guys. This is called Tapian verbena. I love this stuff. This is a ground cover type of verbena, and it's very, very short. Very short. Height is 3 to 6 inches. And when you fertilize it, when you put fertilizer on it, it will be covered with these blooms. It's so beautiful. These in the pink version were in my garden when I first moved into my last property, and every single time that I fertilized it, people would come and they would ask me, what is that? What is that? And I didn't know what it was. Now I know what it is. It's called Tapian verbena. It's beautiful. Okay. Buddleia first. Ooh, I think I see amethyst. I think you're in luck, Mom. They have it. Are you happy?
Yes, I am. Perfect.
I even saw a butterfly on it. Let's see if I can take a video of it. No, it keeps scaring it away. Pretty, pretty. Okay, Miss Ruby, Miss Violet, Miss Molly right here. That's what I want. Let me see that. That's so pretty.
Isn't that pretty?
Okay.
I have the Pugster pink.
Your Pugster pink is beautiful. 3. Oh man. Well, I'm taking 1. This is mine.
Beautiful, huh?
Lots of butterfly bushes. So we are looking for shrubs. A good time to plant shrubs and perennials is in the fall, once it starts cooling off in your area. So gosh, there are so many butterflies around here. So we are both planning on doing some big time fall planting of these shrubs, which is why we're going for all the shrubs. Sorry, I am so distracted with all these butterflies. It's crazy.
That's beautiful. Yeah, like 4 to 5 foot. Those are beautiful.
Can we fit these in your car?
We'll make it work.
Oh my goodness. I need these. Okay. So one of my projects that's happening this month is my espalier. And I just happen to have my very messy plans in my purse. So here's what the espalier on the front of my house is gonna look like. And each one down here, actually, maybe I don't need one for that one. Maybe I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 of these star jasmine here. So we are trying to decide if we can fit these huge 5-gallon star jasmine in the back of my mom's car. Hey Mom, what about 4 of them? We could fit 4, right? Okay, all right. We're in business. Okay, let's go pick out 4 of the best star jasmines that I can find. So what I'm looking for in these 5-gallon star jasmine stakes, I'm looking for long and lanky, which I know is kind of funny because a lot of times you want to find a plant that's really bushy and full, but how I'm using these is I'm using these on the espalier. So I'm gonna wrap the little tendrils like that around the wires. So I want ones that have long tendrils like this, as opposed to ones that are really short and bushy like this one. So I'm gonna go for this one, of course. Okay, help me pick them out. Ooh.
That looks nice.
1. Which one? This one?
Yeah.
No, this one. 2. 3.
Oh my gosh, they're $30.
I know. I think I paid $150 for one of these in spring
Really?
when I came with Jessica.
Oh my goodness.
Whew. Okay, I got the best one. All right, this will fit in your car.
Yeah.
Look at all these butterflies. I hope you all can see this on camera. They're all over the place. Wow. Even these amethysts look a little better. So this is another area where there's Buddleias, and these are looking a little bit better. So I think we're gonna exchange a couple of them. I spot heliotrope behind my star jasmine. It's so funny that they have it. I can smell it from here.
I can't smell it.
What? You can't smell that?
Faintly. Isn't that weird? It's one thing.
Oh, I just think it smells so good. I just love this plant. Okay. This one. I'm running out of space. Ooh, running out of space. There we go.
Conditions for bearded iris.
Ours. They do
fine.
They do more than fine.
Okay.
You know, the other place that does really good bearded iris is up in like Apple Hill area, which is your climate.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I love bearded iris.
It's Victoria Falls.
Oh, this is what I bought.
Is it?
I just bought this.
I'm gonna get a couple.
I'm gonna get some of these too. Do you know how to plant these?
You have to have this part exposed.
Yeah, like
That's-
that from here up is above.
Yeah.
They have black. Look.
Look at this.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I gotta go put some of these down. Oh. Ah. Oh my goodness. Look at, I gotta get a black one for Robbie. Robbie, if you're watching this, pretend like you didn't see it. Okay? Act really surprised when I give it to you. That one's pretty. Okay, what else do they have? Ranunculus, onions. When do we plant onions? Not till December, right? Oh, you're growing from seed. I'm not gonna grow from seed. Pink Impression, I'm planting those. Oh, these are the ones that Laura from Garden Answer always talks about. Purissima. Mom, I'm looking for Big Love tulips.
Oh, I just got those
What?
at Costco.
What? Go back.
I think I got the last package.
You're so annoying. What I came for and what I ended up with. That's okay. I got these yellow ones too. Harvest of Memories. Okay, we fit it all in. We've got 3 heliotropes, 1 Pugster Amethyst, 4 Miss Molly, 1 amazing Lemon Lime Maranta, 4 incredible Star Jasmine Stakes. What else? A whole bunch of Bearded Iris. And is that it? I think that's it. I mean, what a successful shopping trip. I am really happy. All right, hey everyone, it is actually a couple days later. It's 2 days later. We got home from the plant store and the girls were home. And so of course we wanted to play with them and hang out with them, and my mom wanted to visit with them. So I forgot to film anything else after that day. And then the next day we actually, Michael Glassman came. So it was the next step in the landscape design process. Really exciting. There's some exciting changes that we're planning. They did a whole bunch of measurements and, you know, stuff with the drone. So I hope that video will be coming out tomorrow. Don't quote me on that. Might be the next day, you know, but definitely sometime this week. So stay tuned for that. This morning, I've been outside when it was cool and doing a ton of weed whacking. We got a new weed whacker and we got like a big one, like a big robust one, and it works so much better. It's amazing how like I need the higher level of tools out here. I cannot get by with the same tools that I had at my old property. It's really, really interesting to see the difference. So I was able to get a lot of the weeds cut back. I'm covered with fig guts because a lot of the weeds were under that fig tree, and then there was fig droppings. So if you see a red stain on me, it's not blood, it's fig guts. But I did want to get that Miss Molly butterfly bush planted today. I wanted to get it in the ground because we're about 10 weeks out from our first frost, when first frost plan is, and I gotta start getting a lot of these plants planted. So I figured I would start with that. But let me show you what Andrew the painter did when we were at the the plant store, not the paint store, the plant store. So while we were at the plant store having fun, he was out here painting, and he got the front and the back pergola all painted black. It's actually bare slate. So it's not quite, I mean, it's black, but it's not quite totally black. It's the same thing. Then I'm going to paint my fence and all that fun stuff. And then, he will, you know, hopefully tomorrow, I'm pretty sure he's coming back tomorrow to start working on the actual deck, because it looks kind of funny with the red deck and the black pergola. But I'm just glad that there's progress. Let me show you the front. Okay, here's the front. Oh, hold on, one thing I want to show you. I did put these on Craigslist for free, and somebody came and picked most of them up. Most of them. I have a couple emails of people asking, and there was one person that wanted only like 10 of them. So I will email them back and tell them to come pick up these last couple right there. But I'm happy to get rid of those. And then here's this pergola, all painted black. And I think it looks great. I think it looks really, really good. You know, it's coming along. It's taken a lot longer than I had imagined, but when I see what he has to do, because this wood is so old, I can see that he needs, he went through so much paint just to paint this pergola, and he used primer. It's just crazy. So I am working over here in the island. You can kind of see where I've set myself up with my trusty umbrella, because it is getting to be midday and it's getting hot right now. It's not as bad. It's not over 100, but I think it is like 95 or something like that. So it's still kind of hot. After I finish this, I'm going to go inside and cool off for a little bit. I was planning on putting Miss Molly over here in the orchard, but after talking to Michael yesterday, I've kind of changed my mind a little bit. You'll see why in tomorrow or the next days. You'll see why in that video. Just as a spoiler, we are planning on putting kind of a pathway right through here. Very exciting. So just kind of imagining that, I thought this would be a really good spot for Miss Molly and the heliotrope around there. Yes, I do just have water running to this area. I've kind of watered underneath each pot that I'm planting, because this ground has not gotten irrigation water in years. And, you know, the last time it's gotten any water was when it rained. So it is super, super tough, super compacted, and it needs a little bit of water before I start using my power planter to aug all my holes. So let me talk a little bit about Miss Molly before I get started planting. Miss Molly is a Proven Winners Buddleia, or otherwise known as butterfly bush. And Proven Winners has actually like 3, I don't know how you say it, groupings or classifications of butterfly bushes that you should know about, because depending on which one you choose, it's going to be a different size in your garden. So the Miss series, they are still compact compared to the regular classic butterfly bushes or Buddleias. I had one right up in my front swoop. I don't know what to call it in the garden. They can, the classic ones can get up to 12 feet tall. They're huge. They're too big to have in a garden. So the Miss series is somewhat compact at 4 to 5 feet tall, and the Miss series is known for having really, really beautiful colors like Miss Molly. Proven Winner says Miss Molly is the one that's the closest to red. I don't think it's a red. I think it's like a magenta, like a really saturated magenta fuchsia. It's beautiful. And I knew I wanted that in my garden here, because I knew I wanted that beautiful color. So other than the Miss series, then we have the Lo and Behold series, which is definitely smaller, and they're better to be put in with other flowers in your garden bed. So if you kind of want to fit a butterfly bush into a small border, then the Lo and Behold series is really, really good. And then there's also the Pugster series, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard of. My mom just bought a Pugster amethyst, and those are known for being really short and really stocky, and they're beautiful. They're kind of like fat round circles. My mom's Pugster pink is just the prettiest one. So I'm sure I will have some of those in my garden bed as well. But I knew I wanted to have Miss Molly, because Miss Molly is known for doing so well in hot environments. It's known for thriving in the heat. It is zones 5 through 9, so it can handle itself down to zone 5, but it can handle our heat, our triple digits, and it can handle the sun. You can see there's no shade around here except for my poor umbrella, and so it's going to get plenty of sun here in this spot, and I think it's going to be really, really happy. So just so you know, Buddleia is restricted in some areas of the country because it can be invasive. But olive proven winners, Buddleias are known or certified to be sterile, so they can be sold in areas that they're restricted, like Oregon or Washington. But just know, if you look for something like Miss Molly, it's not going to be listed as a Buddleia or a butterfly bush. It's going to be listed as a summer lilac. So look for, if you live in Oregon or if you live in Washington, look for a Miss Molly summer lilac, and that will be the same plant that I have here. So you know, you got to kind of think about your sizes, what colors you want, then you can decide which Buddleia you want. Now, if you live in a cold area like zone 5 or zone 6, I wouldn't recommend fall planting a Buddleia because Buddleias need to root in before the cold hits. So if you live in zones 8 and 9 and your first frost date is, you know, 2.5 months, 3 months away like mine is, fall is actually a fantastic time to plant because the soil is warm, the roots are going to grow like crazy, and it's going to get settled in before our first frost. And our frosts usually aren't hard frosts anyway. Plus, you're going to find Buddleias at the garden centers these days because they're in bloom and they look beautiful. Just like you saw at Green Acres when my mom and I went, there was tons of them and they were gorgeous. So if you live in a warm environment, fall is a good planting time. If you live in a cool environment, wait until spring, and you'll probably find them in your garden centers in spring anyway. So the one thing that you do have to worry about for butterfly bushes is root rot. They cannot handle sitting in water. So one of the things, and it's kind of counterintuitive because you think, okay, well, if I have clay soil or poor draining soil, you might think that you need to amend your soil. And that is actually not what you want to do when you plant shrubs or trees. And the reason for that is if you amend your planting hole and you put all this nice, good, loose stuff in the planting hole, the shrub or the tree is not going to put any effort into expanding its roots out into the surrounding soil. So it's really important that when you plant a shrub or when you plant a tree, you plant it in your native soil, even if it's clay soil. I know it sounds crazy, but you don't want to give it too cushy of an environment because then it's not going to root out and it's going to be this weak, like sad plant that's not going to be able to handle itself very well. So to make up, if you have compact soil, this is what I'm going to do. When I plant this butterfly bush, I'm actually going to plant it about 1 or 2 inches above the level of my soil. So I know that no water will be sitting in, kind of being drawn to the plant and to the roots of the plant. By planting it up a couple inches, the water is going to kind of drain away from it. So even if you have clay soil, don't amend it. Don't put any compost. Don't put any pine bark mulch in the hole. Just plant it about 2 inches above the level of your ground. I am going to put some starter fertilizer in, but that is it. That is absolutely it. All I'm going to do for this plant. Now for pruning of a butterfly bush, if you live in a warm environment, you can prune it back in the late fall or early winter, but it's usually smarter, and I would recommend pruning it back in the late winter, early spring, because you don't want those new shoots to be bit by the cold, right? You don't want the cold to get them. So a lot of people will recommend fall cleanup of your butterfly bushes, but just let it go, let it stay. And then kind of as one of the last things that you're going to prune back, I would prune mine back in late January, maybe early February, before the new growth starts. And that's when I would cut it way, way, way back. Now, around Miss Molly, I am going to be planting the heliotrope that I got at the garden center. I cannot resist heliotrope. Anytime I see it at the garden center, I have to buy it. I absolutely have to buy it. And I bought a couple of them and I put them in my zigzag planter, and they're doing better than the Rudbeckia. So I know that they're going to be completely fine out here. They are at zones 10 and 11. So most of the time they're used as an annual. Even in zones 10 and 11, they kind of recommend them to be used as an annual because sometimes they can get kind of lanky, like leggy. But what I like to do with my heliotrope is I like to cut it back. I usually cut it back kind of around the same time that I cut back the Buddleia, and then I cut it back again halfway through the season so that it doesn't get too lanky. It can get anywhere from 1 to 4 feet tall and 1 to 2 feet wide. So I don't really want it to be 4 feet tall. I'm hoping with this much sun, it's not going to feel the need to get that tall, but we'll kind of see how it does. But I'm imagining this kind of around Miss Molly, and I think the colors next to each other is just going to be so pretty, like jewel toned. I think it's going to be perfect. So we will see how the heliotrope does. If it doesn't do well, that is okay. But I'm thinking it's going to be okay. We'll just have to wait and see. So this is my first kind of planting in this area. I've planted the willow tree, but that's about it. And I feel like I just have to get started. I just have to not think about it too much, get something in the ground and kind of have a starting point, and then I can add from there. So this is kind of my starting point. It's going to look kind of funky just having these random plants out in the middle of the island. But I just got to get started. All right, they are planted, not without difficulty. The Miss Molly and these two heliotropes were fine. They were pretty easy. I was able to use the power planter. It wasn't too bad. This one, however, was a pain in the butt. And look at these. I thought that they were just giant pieces of concrete. No, they're just that compacted. Look at the soil. It's just that compacted. It's just crazy. There are big pieces of rock. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's a rock right there. You know, it's pretty rocky soil. It's pretty compacted soil. It's just not the best. I've got my work cut out for me. This is called a spearhead spade. Robbie's grandmother gifted it to me, so thank you, Sharon. I will link this down below. It's something that I'm definitely going to use. Yes, it is very tiny. I need to get myself a bigger one for sure. And I got myself a digging what do you call it? A digging stake, a really, really heavy piece of metal that I'm probably going to be using to dig some of these holes, which is absolutely ridiculous. But that's okay. I've got these 3 planted. I watered them in. I do have to hook them up to drip, but I am just way too hot right now. It is time to go inside. I've been working outside all morning and I think I am done. So I will be leaving my umbrella right there because I'm planning to come out again tomorrow. I have the hose on Robbie the Willow over there, and I just got word from the arborist that they're coming tomorrow to take out the plum trees. So lots of stuff going on. I will miss the shade that these guys give. I'm able to come walk under here when I'm really hot and sit under the shade, but like the arborist said, they're on their way out. They're not long for this world, and I do not want to design my garden around these 2 plum trees that are a mess, that are just going to be like a safety risk in the future. So time for them to go. But I got the first plantings in. I'm really excited. It is full steam ahead from here. It is time to get the fall plantings in, and I'm just every day it's just something new and fun and exciting and different, and it's just great. So I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.